I'd like to tell you something interesting about the way frogs feed. The tongue is actually rooted in the front of the mouth, so when they come across something and they flick the tongue out, you'll see this little pink projection shoot out, grab hold of the prey and then flick it back into the mouth. But as mentioned, it's actually attached to the front rather than the back of the mouth, where a chameleon has its tongue, which also is quite projectile and can shoot out and grab hold of prey. Now, it's not just the tongue that's interesting. The tongue is, of course, very, very soft, but it's the saliva which is actually the key ingredient here in making them effective for purpose. So essentially what happens is the saliva changes its properties under pressure. So when it's in the mouth, it's quite sticky, and they flick the tongue out and it hits an object. The pressure applied as with that impact of hitting the object causes the saliva to become quite liquid. It then runs into the cracks and crevices on the prey, firmly gets hold of it, and then as the tongue is retracted back into the mouth, it effectively reduces the pressure on the saliva, which then solidifies, becomes very sticky. It then pulls the prey into the mouth, and the frog can then start to feed on it. The problem now is, of course, that with it just lying in the mouth on the tongue with no pressure being applied, it cannot actually get the object off its tongue. So frogs have overcome this problem by having muscles at the bottom of the eye sockets, which actually pull the eyeball downwards to apply pressure onto the object in the mouth, pushing it against the tongue, causing the saliva to liquefy slightly, becoming less sticky, and then they can quickly swallow the prey. So after grabbing something and putting it into the mouth, you'll often see a frog sort of close one eye, maybe then the other one alternately, and it's you could well imagine that it's an insect that they've got hold of with pointed wings or legs that are a bit of discomfort there, and that could well be the case, but it's also an adaptation to swallowing it, which is the reason for the blinking. And then they'll be ready for the next one. So very interesting adaptation that they have.